Be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. We know what we are, but know not what we may be. Sweet are the uses of adversity which, like the toad, ugly and venomous, wear as yet a precious jewel in his head. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. How poor are they that have not patience! What wound did ever heal but by degrees? Nothing can come of nothing. How far that little candle throws its beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. What's done can't be undone. I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Self-love, my liege, is not so vile a sin, as self-neglecting. I am one who loved not wisely but too well. A young woman in love always looks like Patience on a monument smiling at grief. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. They do not love that do not show their love. I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest. Love is heavy and light, bright and dark, hot and cold, sick and healthy, asleep and awake. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none. Kindness in women, not their beauteous looks, shall win my love. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Do not swear by the moon, for she changes constantly. Then your love would also change. If music be the food of love, play on. Love is too young to know what conscience is. Did my heart love till now? Forswear it, sight. For I ne'er saw true beauty till this night. Don't waste your love on somebody who doesn't value it. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs. Go to your bosom, knock there, and ask your heart what it doth know. In black ink my love may still shine bright. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand that I might touch that cheek. The course of true love never did run smooth. Love sought is good, but given unsought, is better. For which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me? Speak low, if you speak love. Love comforteth like sunshine after rain. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this and this gives life to thee. For you, in my respect, are all the world. Love is merely a madness. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds. How art thou out of breath when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? I wish my horse had the speed of your tongue. Do you not know I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow, than a man swear he loves me. I can see that he's not in your good books, said the messenger. No, and if he were I would burn my library. God has given you one face, and you make yourself another. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. He that loves to be flattered is worthy of the flatterer. Life is as tedious as twice-told tale, vexing the dull ear of a drowsy man. Maids want nothing but husbands, and when they have them, they want everything. I will praise any man that will praise me. My pride fell with my fortunes. Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. Is it not strange that desire should so many years outlive performance? Cowards die many times before their deaths, the valiant never taste of death but once. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. I am not bound to please thee with my answer. Though she be but little, she is fierce. If to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor men's cottages princes' palaces. I would there were no age between 16 and 23, or that youth would sleep out the rest, for there is nothing in the between but getting wenches with child, wronging the ancientry, stealing, fighting. Last scene of all, that ends this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other side. When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept, ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy, rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. But to my mind, though I am native here and to the manner born, it is a custom more honored in the breach than the observance. Oft expectation fails and most oft there where most it promises, and oft it hits where hope is coldest and despair most fits. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. This royal throne of kings, this sceptred isle, this earth of majesty, this seat of Mars, this other Eden, demi-paradise, this fortress built by nature for herself against infection and the hand of war, this happy breed of men, this little world, this precious stone set in the silver sea, this blessed plot, this earth, this realm, this England. They are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing. To gild refined gold, to paint the lily, to throw a perfume on the violet, to smooth the ice, or add another hue unto the rainbow, or with taper light to seek the beauteous eye of heaven to garnish, is wasteful and ridiculous excess. and oftentimes excusing of a fault doth make the fault the worse by the excuse. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. They say, best men are molded out of faults, and, for the most, become much more the better for being a little bad. Crabbed age and youth cannot live together. Youth is full of pleasance, age is full of care. Glory is like a circle in the water, which never ceaseth to enlarge itself till by broad spreading it disperse to naught. How far that little candle throws his beams, so shines a good deed in a naughty world. But be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. And this, our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player, that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Give sorrow words, the grief that does not speak knits up o'erwrought heart and bids it break. For sweetest things turn sourest by their deeds, lilies that fester smell far worse than weeds. Our bodies are our gardens to the which our wills are gardeners. 'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time, and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. This above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. To be, or not to be, that is the question, whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. It is excellent to have a giant's strength, but it is tyrannous to use it like a giant. Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the reveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. Who steals my purse steals trash, 'tis something, nothing, 'twas mine, 'tis his, and has been slave to thousands, but he that filches from me my good name robs me of that which not enriches him and makes me poor indeed. Reputation is an idle and most false imposition, oft got without merit, and lost without deserving. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, I sigh the lack of many a thing I sought, and with old woes new wail my dear time's waste. For it so falls out that what we have we prize not to the worth whiles we enjoy it, but being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value, then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whiles it was ours. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason! How infinite in faculty! In form and moving how express and admirable! In action how like an angel! In apprehension how like a god! The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. Cowards die many times before their deaths, the valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, It seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea are we now afloat. And we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is oft interred with their bones.